This is Eric from Pack Hacker, and today we're taking a look at the Yesimla USB adapter kit, which I've been testing for the past 2 weeks. If you find this video helpful, make sure you subscribe so we can continue making content like this to help you travel smarter. Let's dive in. So we've got a hard plastic exterior here, and if you look on the back, there's this little flip out thing here. And initially, when I started testing this thing, I thought it was like a little stand, so you could hold up the case like this and like have it on your desk, which you still can do that, but that's actually not what this is for. You flip it over like this, you take your phone, and you have a little impromptu phone stand. So you can't angle it or anything like that, but it does hold your phone at a constant position. So if you want to watch a Pack Hacker video or something like that, or if you don't want to bring a phone stand and a cable kit thing like this, you have them both in one, which is kind of a neat feature. And something else to mention is that this is actually magnetic as well. So you could like stick this to your refrigerator, or if you're working, if you have like a metal desk at home or something like that, you go old school, you could stick this on there and it's not gonna move around so much, which is nice if you're using it as a phone stand because you can have it stuck on the table and use the phone stand at the same time. So this case is hard plastic. To me, it feels like it's gonna break, but I've been kind of rough on this thing and it hasn't broken yet. I just feel like this front face is gonna like get a crack or something. But as you can see, it has not happened yet. This closure has magnets in there, and they kind of, at least it feels like magnets, and it closes and kind of pops open. So that's pretty nice. If you have larger hands, their little lip there is very small, so it might be kind of hard for you to get your fingers in there to pop it open. I don't have huge hands, and it's a little bit difficult for me, but it is kind of fun to play with and also just hold. It kind of feels like an old school CD case, like a singular CD case, and just kind of feels fun to hold onto. But getting into the inside, you can see this is where all the fun is. So we've got a USB-C to USB-C cable, which is where pretty much all the magic happens through here. So we've got this cable here, which is pretty small, as you can see, but not the shortest that we've worked with. And then we've got some adapters. So we got USB-C on both ends, and then we've got 3 different adapters here, and you can adapt on either end. So we've got a USB-C to Lightning here, USB-C to micro USB, and then we've got USB-C to USB-A, which I haven't actually come across, I don't think, in my experience with these adapters before, which is kind of neat to see. So basically all of your bases are covered, and you can adapt on either end. So you can go from USB-C to any of these 3 here, and any of these 3 here to USB-C, or you could do micro USB to USB-A. Pretty much the world is your oyster. The cable is pretty short, so it's kind of hindered by its size. So if you're trying to like plug in an awkward plug that's placed weird, and like there's not something to set your phone on, it's not, or whatever device you're charging, it's not really going to work so well. But for quick data transfers from your computer, this will work. If you have like a laptop stand, it might be a little bit awkward depending how tall your laptop stand is. You might just kind of be dangling down, which you wouldn't want to do with like a hard drive or something like that. But it is pretty handy to have around. It's not replacing my 6-foot cable or 3-foot cable, depending on what trip I'm going on anytime soon. But we also have a few extra goodies that go inside of here. So as you can see right here, that is a spot for a micro SIM. We've got a nano SIM and a nano SIM. So if you're still using physical SIM cards when you travel to change your phone carrier or something like that, you can slide those inside of here. They don't pop in, which I like. I like that they slide in so they can't just kind of get knocked out, because they have like a little lip there on either side, as you can see. You can also stow in the micro SIM spot. It's the same size as a micro SD card. So for your Nintendo Switch, GoPro, whatever you're using that for, maybe your phone still uses that, you could slide that in there as well. And then we've got a little SIM tool, which has the same sliding mechanism there. You can use that to replace your SIM card, take a SIM card out, do whatever you need to do. It's nice to have that, and so it can't pop out. So all of that kind of fits nicely inside of here, and one of the main benefits of this is that some of the kits that I've seen, they don't really close like this, so this is not going to pop open, at least in my experience it hasn't. Everything is self-contained inside of here, and you're not going to lose any of those pieces, which I really dig. So I'm moving the adapters and the cable to the side for a minute. Let's just talk about the packability of the case itself, because everything goes inside of here. So it seems a little bit awkward, like at first glance and when you first get a hold of it, to have this thing as a circle. I mean, it does fit into the palm of your hand fairly well, or you can kind of hold it like this. So like you can walk around with this thing, like if you're just going to like do a quick charge or data transfer or something like that, you have the ability to just hold on to this. If you have, if you're a smaller person and you have smaller, like if you wear tight-fitted jeans and you have smaller pockets, it might be a little bit awkward to fit in some of your pockets, but I didn't have any issues with this fitting in any of my pockets. And especially if I'm wearing like a jacket or something, it's gonna fit in there, no problem, or a sling, no problem too, even if you have a smaller sling. And no problem with this fitting in any kind of day pack or travel backpack organization either. So it seems a little awkward, but it does fit everywhere I needed it to fit. It just seems like it could be smaller, but for what you get, it's a pretty small package for what you get. So taking the case out of the frame now and bringing these adapters back, we're going to compare this Yesimla to the lever gear cable kit, which has a lot of the same features, but is a completely different design. So I'm actually going to bring this back real quick just so you can see the difference between these two. The lever gear cable kit will fit in a lot more places. As you can see, it's like more flash drive sized, if that makes sense, and it has this little clip here as well, so it's more portable, but I think that the features on the Yesimla are better. So scooting that way a little bit. So on this cable here, the lever gear cable kit, the cable is somehow shorter than this little tiny cable on the Yesimla. You actually, I mean, in comparison, it's like, you know, almost 3 times as long. So you do have quite a bit more length on this cable. And then on the cable kit, you have to choose which adapter you want because there is only space for one adapter, and that's one of the perks of the cable kit over here is that you get all of the adapters and they all fit inside that case. This one you have to choose. You can either get a USB-C to micro USB or you can get a USB-C to Lightning. So you have a USB-A and a USB-C, and then you can adapt the USB-C to be something else. Whereas on this cable over here, you can pretty much adapt anything you might need to adapt except for specialty cables, which we're not really dealing with in this situation anyway. So with the Yesimla, you have a bit of a larger case. I shouldn't say a bit, it's quite a bit larger. But when it comes to transporting them, I feel like they transport pretty much the same, even though this one is quite a bit smaller. So this one's smaller. If you like small, go with that one. But if you want more options, go with the Yesimla. So there you have it, the Yesimla USB adapter kit. Thanks for keeping it here at Pack Hacker, your guide to smarter travel. We'll see you in the next one.